Me and the lads had a meeting in the bar and decided it's first-class family entertainment, but if it goes on past 10:30, it's self-indulgent. Pass it on. I'm alone tonight. Mind if I join you?
Hello, Birdboot.
Where's Higgs?
I'm standing in.
Where's Higgs?
Every time.
What?
It's as if we only exist one at a time, combining to achieve continuity. I keep space warm for Higgs. My presence defines his absence confirms my presence. His presence precludes mine. When Higgs and I walk down the aisle together to claim our common seat, the oceans will fall into the skies and the trees will hang with the fishes.
Where's Higgs?
The very sight of me with a complimentary ticket is enough. The streets are impassable tonight. The country is rising and the hills ring out with cries. Where is Higgs? Perhaps he's dead at last, or trapped in a lift somewhere, or succumbed to amnesia, wandering the land with his turnip stuffed with ticket stubs.
Yes. Well, I didn't bring Myrtle tonight. Not quite her cup of tea tonight, I thought.
Over her head, you mean?
Well, I mean, it's sort of a thriller, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes, who killed thing. No one will leave the house.
I suppose so. Underneath.
Underneath? So who done it? Look at it, man. Has it started yet?
Yes.
Are you sure?
It's a pause.
You can't start with a pause. If you ask me, there's total panic back there. Where's Higgs tonight, then?
It will follow me to the grave and become my epitaph. Where is Higgs? Here lies Moon, the second string. Sometimes I dream of revolution, a bloody coup d'etat by the second rank. Troops of actors slaughtered by their understudies, magicians sawn in half by infatigably smiling glamour girls, cricket teams wiped out by marauding bands of 12th men. I dream of champions chopped down by rat-punching sparring partners while eternal bridesmaids turn and rape the bridegrooms over the sausage rolls, and private parliamentary secretaries plant bombs in the minister's humber. Comedians die on provincial stages, robbed of their fees by mutually triumphant stooges. An army of deputies and assistants, seconds in command, runners-up, the right-hand men, storm the palace gates wherein the second son has already mounted the throne, having committed regicide with a croquet mallet. Stand-ins of the world, stand up. Sometimes I dream of Higgs.
Not a chocolate.
What kind?
Black magic.
Oh, no thanks.
I'll give you a tip then. Watch the girl.
You think she did it?
No, the girl. Watch her.
Girl.
You won't know her. I'll give you a nudge.
Oh, you know her, do you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
I'm trying to give you a tip, Moon. Give you a nudge as good as a tip. You could really do yourself some good spotting this one first time out. She's new, young, up and coming from the provinces. Not to put words in your mouth or anything, but a good word from us and we could make her.
I suppose you've made dozens of them like that.
Are you suggesting that a man of my scrupulous morality...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Falsely besmirched?
No. Is that her?
Don't be absurd. Wouldn't he even seem dead with the old...
Mrs. Drudge, the help.
We interrupt our programme for a special police message. The search still goes on for the escaped madman who is on the run in Essex. County police, led by Inspector Hound, have received a report that the man has been seen in the desolate marshes round Muldoon Manor. The man is wearing a darkish suit with a lightish shirt. He is of medium height and build and young-ish. Anyone seeing a man answering to this description and acting suspiciously is advised to phone the nearest police station. This is the end of the police message.
So that's what they say about me, is it?
What?
Oh, I know what goes on behind my back. Sniggers, slanders, hole in the corner innuendos. Oh, I can afford to ignore it. I'm a respectable married man after all.
Well, I've had nothing.
Water off a duck's back, I assure you.
Incidentally, who was that lady I saw you with last night?
How dare you suggest that... How dare you come here with your slanders, your...
I'm sorry.
My wife Myrtle perfectly understands that a man of my critical standing is occasionally obliged to mingle with the world of the footlight simply by keeping au fait with those who would reap the limelight. And to suggest as a man of my scrupulous morality... She'd be the stocks of the common gossip.
Can I have chocolate?
What? Oh, yes, good show, yes. Yes, no point in, yes. Which one? Strawberry, coffee cream, cherry?
No, I'll have Montellamo.
Sorry.
Gooseberry fondant. Hickory nuts brownie. Chateau Neuf de Pape 55 cracknel.
Sorry.
Gooseberry fondant.
No.
Hickory nuts brownie.
No. Sorry, not.
Chateau Neuf de Pape 55 cracknel.
No.
Caramel.
Yes, yes, right. Thanks very much. Incidentally, old chap, I'd prefer if you weren't to mention these. You know how these things get around.
What?
The fact is, Myrtle simply doesn't like the theatre.
By the way, congratulations, Birdboot.
What?
The Theatre Royale. Your entire review reproduced in neon.
Oh, that old thing.
Oh, you've seen it, of course.
Well, I was passing.
I definitely intend to take a second look when it's all settled down.
As a matter of fact, I have a few colour transparencies I don't know if you'd care to...
Oh, please, love to. Yes, awfully sound. It has scale, it has colour, it is, in the best sense of the word, electric. Large as it is a small masterpiece, and I would go so far as to say kinetic, without being pop. And having said that, it must be said that here we have a review that adds a new dimension to the critical scene. I urge you to make haste to the Theatre Royale, for this is the very stuff of life itself. All I ever got was unforgettable on those posters for, what was it?
Oh, yes, I know. Was that you? I thought it was Higgs.
Hello? The drawing room of Lady Muldoon's residence, one morning in early spring. Hello? The Who? Who is it you wish to speak to? I'm afraid there is no one of that name here. Well, this is very mysterious. I'm sure it's leading up to something. I hope nothing is amiss, for we, that is, Lady Muldoon and her house guests, are here, cut off for all practical purposes from the outside world, including Magnus, the wheelchair-ridden half-brother of her ladyship's husband, who walked out of this house 10 years ago and never returned, and all alone, for they had no children.
Derivative, of course.
But quite sound.
Should a stranger enter our midst, which I very much doubt, I will tell him you called. Goodbye.
Hello. I'm Simon Gascoigne. I hope you don't mind the window. I mean the door. The door was open, so I wanted in. I'm a friend of the lady of the house, Lady Muldoon, having made her acquaintance through a mutual friend, Felicity, having moved into the neighbourhood just the other day.
I'm Miss Drudge. I don't live in, but I pop in on my bicycle when the weather allows to help with this charming mansion's run. Judging by the time, you did well to get there before the tide cuts off from all practical purposes to the outside world.
Yes, well, I took one of the shortcuts over the cliffs and down one of the old smugglers' paths that surround this strangely inaccessible house.
Yes, many visitors have remarked on the topographical quirk in the local strata, whereby, though there are no roads leading from the manor, there are ways of getting to it, weather allowing.
Well, I must say it's a lovely day so far.
But now the cuckoo's beard is in bud, there'll be fog before the sun hits Foster's Ridge.
I say, it is wonderful how you country people know weather.
Know weather what?
I suppose it is coming on a bit foggy.
The fog can be treacherous around here. It rolls in off the sea and shrouds the cliffs in a deadly mantle of blind man's blood.
I've heard it said.
It was on a weekend such as this, not 10 years ago, when Lord Albert Muldoon walked out of this house, and the body was never found. There are some weekends when the house might as well be standing on pack ice for it would do for any of the police.
And it was on such a weekend as this?
Body never found.
Indeed. Poor Cynthia.
His name was Albert.
Indeed. Poor Albert. But tell me, is Lady Muldoon about?
I believe she's playing tennis on the lawn with Felicity Cunningham.
Felicity Cunningham?
A mutual friend, I believe you said. I have a chance. I will tell them.
Please don't disturb them. Actually, I really should be off. Yes.
They will be disappointed. I mean, sometimes since we've had a fourth pontoon bridge, I don't play cards myself.
There's another guest then?
Major Magnus, the crippled heart brother of Lord Muldoon, who turned up out of the from Canada just a few days ago, completes this house party.
I think I must be waiting for Higgs to die.
What?
Half afraid that I will vanish when he does.
Hello?
I wonder if it's the same for Puckeridge.
Who?
Third string.
You're standing.
To whom did you wish to speak?
What's he like?
Bitter.
There's no one of that name here.
No, what's Puckeridge like as a critic?
Nobody knows.
You must have got the wrong number. Goodbye.
There's always been me and Higgs.
Simon Gascoigne, it's not him, of course.
What?
I said it's not him.
Who is it then?
My guess is Magnus.
In disguise, you mean?
What?
You think he's Magnus in disguise?
I don't think you're concentrating, Moon.
I thought you said...
You keep chattering on about Higgs and Puckeridge. What's the matter with you?
I wonder if they talk about me.
Here is another police message. Essex County Police are still searching in vain for the madman who was at large in the deadly marshes of the coastal region. Inspector Hound, who's masterminding the operation, is not available for comment, but it is widely believed that he has a secret plan. Meanwhile, police and volunteers are combing the swamps with loud hailers, shouting, "Don't be a madman, give yourself up." That is the end of the police message.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I should think. My name is seldom off Puckeridge's lips. It's sad, really. I mean, it's no life at all being stand-in.
Yes.
Higgs never gives me a second thought. I can tell by the way he nods.
Revenge, of course.
What?
The petty grudge.
Nothing. There's nothing personal in it.
Jealousy.
It is merely that it is not enough to be at wax at another's way, to be held in reserve, to be on hand, on call, to step in or not at all, the substitute, the near offer, the temporary acting. For I am moon, continuous moon, in my own shoes, moon in June, April, September, and no member of the human race can fill my bit of space. I can tell by the way he nods.
Quite mad, of course.
What?
The answer lies out there in the swamps.
Oh.
The skeleton in the cupboard comes home to roost.
Oh, yes. Already in the opening stages, we note the classic image of the catalytic figure, the outsider, plunging through to the centre of an ordered world and setting up the disruptions, the shockwaves, which, unless I am much mistaken, will strip these comfortable people, these crustaceans in the rock pools of society, strip them of their shells and leave them exposed as the trembling raw meat, which at heart is all of us. There is more to it than that.
Keep your eye on Magnus.
I say, Bird.
That's the one.
You?
Yes. Hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well,
Darling.
no doubt you're surprised to see me.
Yes, you really are quite extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, I'm flattered, but couldn't it have waited till I got back?
There's something you don't know.
What is it?
Listen, about those things I said, it may be they got carried away a little. We both did.
What are you trying to say?
I love another. I didn't make any promises. I merely...
You don't have to say anymore.
Well, I didn't want to hurt you.
Of all the nerve!
Well,
You philandering coward.
Let me explain.
This is hardly the time and the place. You think you just barred in here, whatever I happen to be doing?
I want you to know that my admiration of you is sincere. I don't want you to think I didn't mean those things I said.
I will kill you for this. Simon Gascoigne. Oh,
It is her.
Yeah, I told you. Straight to the top.
No.
Yes, what is it?
I come and set up the card table, sir.
I don't think I can stay.
Oh, Lady Muldoon will be disappointed.
Does she know I'm here?
Oh, yes, sir, I just told her. Pretty quite dizzy.
Oh, yes? Well, I suppose now that I've cleared the air a bit. Quite a tizzy, you say, really.
Felicity. She's the one.
Nonsense, red herring.
I mean, it was her.
What was?
The lady I saw you with last night.
Are you suggesting as a man of my scrupulous integrity betrayed his pen for a mess of pottage, simply because in the course of my profession I happen to have struck up a warm regard, that is, to have a...
I never implied.
I define myself the object of the uninformed malice, the petty slanders of little men.
I'm sorry.
To suggest that my good opinion in a journal of unimpeachable integrity is at the disposal of the first coquette who gives me whatever I want. A ladies' man, why? Merle and I have been together for... Christ. Who's that?
Simon.
Lady Muldoon.
No, I mean, who is she?
Cynthia!
Oh, don't say anything. Just hold me.
She's beautiful. A vision of eternal grace. A poem.
I think she's got her mouth open.
We can't go meeting like this.
We have nothing to be ashamed of.
This is madness.
Yes, I am mad with love for you.
But I love Albert.
Albert's dead. Don't you understand?
Let me go.
Albert's dead.
We are not free. I'll never give up hope.
We were meant for each other. Had we but met in time.
You're so ruthless and strong.
The son she never had, now projected in this handsome stranger, transformed into lover, youth, vigour, the animal, the athlete as aesthete, breaking down the barriers at the deepest level of desire.
By Jove, I think you're right. Her mouth is open.
Can't you see you're making a fool of yourself?
I'll kill anyone who comes between us.
What is it, Mrs. Drudge?
Should I close the windows, my lady?
Yes, you'd better. It appears it will be one of those days. Are the cards ready?
Yes, my lady.
Fetch Felicity, would you?
Yes, my lady.
And let the major down.
I think I hear him coming downstairs now.
Oh, never had a chance. Ran under the wheel.
Simon!
I have witnesses.
Say something.
I must say I'm most frightfully sorry.
Oh, thank God.
Well, how long have you been a pedestrian?
Well, ever since I could walk.
Can you walk now? Major Magnus Muldoon.
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? Well, how do you like it here?
I could stay here forever.
So, you're still here? Of course he's still here. We're going to play cards. There's no need to introduce you to me, for, as I recall, Simon, you met me through Felicity, our mutual friend.
Yes, Simon is an old friend, but not as old as you, Cynthia.
Well, I haven't seen Felicity since...
Last night. Indeed. Well, Felicity, you deal, and Simon, you help me with the sofa. Magnus, you partner Felicity against Simon and me.
Well, Simon and you always be partnered against me,
What
Cynthia.
do you mean, Magnus?
Oh, you are a damned attractive woman, Cynthia. Cynthia.
Remember Albert.
Albert is dead, and you're still young. I'm sure that you would wish that you and I...
Magnus, it's not to be.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it? I'll kill him if he comes between us.
Simon's for the chop, all right.
Right, who starts?
I do. No bid.
Let's see. Did I hear you say you saw Felicity last night, Simon?
Yes, your turn, Felicity.
I think I've had my turn, haven't I, Simon? Seems like it's Cynthia's turn now.
That's my trick, Felicity, dear.
Hell hath no fury like a scorned woman, Simon.
I've heard it said, yes.
So I hope that you're not cheating, Simon.
No, Felicity! It's just that I hold the cards!
Well done, Simon. Let's see.
I've heard that there's a madman on the loose. Simon?
Yes, sorry.
Personally, I think he's been hiding out in that old abandoned cottage on the cliffs.
Blush!
Simon, your luck's in tonight.
We shall see about that. The night is not over yet, Simon Gascoigne.
So you're the crippled half-brother of Lord Muldoon, are you? Turned up out of the blue from Canada just the other day. I say, it took you an awful long time to get here. What did you do? Walk? I say, I'm frightfully sorry.
Care for a spin round the rose garden, Cynthia?
I have to talk to Simon, Magnus.
My turn, I think, Major.
You think so?
I do, Major.
There is an old Canadian proverb handed down from the Blackfoot Indians that says, "He who laughs last laughs longest."
I've heard it said.
Well, I think I'll go and oil my gun.
I think Magnus suspects something. Simon, is there anything between you and Felicity?
No, it was more a passing, fleeting thing we had, but now that I've found you...
If I find that you have falsely seduced me from my husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
And passes me the tact.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
It's not that I think I'm a better critic.
I feel my whole life changing.
I am, but it's not that.
Oh, I know the world will laugh at me.
It is not that they are much in the way of shoes to fill.
Call me an infatuated old fool.
They're not.
Betrayer of my class.
An almost continuous eclipse that he is standing in my light, interrupted only momentarily by the phenomenon of moonlight.
I don't care. I'm a goner.
And I dream.
It's the Blue Angel all over again.
Of the day his temperature climbs out of the top of his head.
Ah, the sweet madness of love.
Of the spasm on the stairs.
Myrtle, farewell.
Dreaming of the stair that he can never quite reach.
For I only live but once.
Sometimes I dream that I've killed him.
What?
What?
Yes, a beautiful performance, I shall say so.
A very, very promising debut. I'll put in a good word.
It would be as hypocritical of me to withhold praise on the grounds of personal feelings as to withhold censure.
You're right, courageous.
Oh, I know what people would say. There goes Birdboot buttering up his laser.
Ignore him.
But I rise above that, and the fact is I genuinely believe her performance to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre.
Trim buttocks. That's the word for her.
The radiance, the inner sadness.
Does she actually come across with it?
The part is written is a mere cipher, but she manages to make Cynthia a real person.
Cynthia?
And should she, as a result, want to thank me, as it were, over a drink, then...
Well, you fickle old boss.
Are you suggesting... Well, shaping up quite nicely, isn't it?
Oh, yes, a nice trichometry. A forces. One must preserve judgment, of course, until the confrontation, but I think it's pretty clear where we're heading.
I agree. It's Magnus a mile off.
What's Magnus a mile off?
If we knew that, we wouldn't be here.
Let me at once say that it has éclat, at the same time avoiding éclat. Having said that, it must be said, I am bound to ask, does this play know where it is going?
Well, it seems open and shut to me, Moon. Magnus is not what he pretends to be, and he's got his next victim marked down.
Does it, I repeat, declare its affiliations? There are moments, and I would not begrudge it this, when the play, if we can call it that, and I think on balance we can, aligned itself uncompromisingly on the side of life. Je suis, it seems to be saying. Ego sum. But is that enough? I think we are entitled to ask. For what, in fact, is this play concerned with? It is my belief that we are here concerned with what I have referred to elsewhere as the nature of identity. I think we are entitled to ask, and here one is irresistibly reminded of Voltaire's cry, voila! I think we are entitled to ask, where is God?
Who?
God.
God.
I think we are entitled to ask. Ask.
The same? Who? No. I'm afraid there is no one of that name here. Goodbye. Black or white, my lady?
White, please.
Black or white, miss?
White, please.
Black or white, Major?
White, please.
Sugar, miss?
Yes, please.
Sugar, Miss Cunningham?
Yes, please.
Sugar, mate?
Oh, yes, please.
Biscuit, my lady?
No, thank you.
The second act, however, fails to fulfill the promise.
Yes, well, it seems to me something funny is going on.
We interrupt our program for a special police message. The search for the dangerous madman who is on the loose in Essex has now narrowed to the immediate vicinity of Muldoon Manor. Police are hampered by the deadly swamps and the fog, but believe that the madman spent last night in a deserted cottage on the cliffs. The public is advised to stick together and make sure none of their number is missing. That is the end of the police message.
Where's Simon?
Who?
Simon. Have you seen him?
No.
Have you?
No.
Oh.
Yes. It feels as though there's something foreboding in the air.
Oh, Felicity, the house is locked up tight and the police are almost on the door. Don't worry.
Yes, well, just a feeling.
It's just the fog.
Well, Hound will never make it through that fog.
Fog?
He means the inspector.
Is he bringing a dog?
Not that I know of.
Never make it through the swamps. No, I'm afraid the madman can show his hand in safety now.
What was that?
Sounded like the cry of some gigantic hound.
Poor devil.
There it is again!
Inspector Hound.
A police dog?
Lady Muldoon,
Inspector.
I came as soon as I could. Where shall I put my foghorn and my trench coat?
Mrs. Drudge will take them out for you. Always be prepared, as the horse's motto has it, eh, Inspector?
It takes more than a bit of weather to keep him from his duty.
Inspector. Felicity Cunningham, Major Magnus Muldoon.
Good evening. Well?
Sorry. Oh, no, do go on.
Thank you. Well, tell me about it in your own words. Take your time. Begin at the beginning and don't leave anything out.
I beg your pardon?
Fear not. You're in safe hands now.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'm Inspector Hound.
Yes.
Well, what's it all about?
What?
How did it begin?
How did what begin?
The thing.
What thing?
The trouble.
There hasn't been any trouble.
Didn't you call the police?
No, I didn't.
matter more serious than that?
Oh, drink before you go.
No, thank you.
Well, I do hope you find who you're looking for.
Find who, madam? Out with it!
I thought you were looking for a lunatic.
And what do you know about that?
It was on the radio.
Was it indeed? Well, that's what I'm here about, really. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know how much you knew. No point in causing unnecessary panic, with a murderer in our midst.
Murderer, did you say?
Ah, so that was not on the radio.
Who has he murdered, Inspector?
Perhaps no one. Yet. Let us hope we are in time.
Do you believe he is in our midst, Inspector?
I do. If any one of you has recently seen a youngish, good-looking fellow in a white shirt, smart suit, hatless, someone possibly claiming to have just moved into the neighbourhood, then now's the time to speak! Don't Drudge.
Inspector?
Very well.
Felicity, don't.
Please, Lady Cynthia, I must ask you to put yourself completely in my arms.
Inspector, I'm Albert.
I don't think you quite grasp my meaning.
Is one of us in danger, Inspector?
I don't know, but didn't it strike you as odd that upon his escape the madman made a beeline from Muldoon Manor? It is my belief that he bears a deep-seated grudge against somebody in this very room. Lady Muldoon, where is your husband?
My husband, I don't understand.
Well, I don't know, but I have reason to believe that one of you is the real McCoy.
Real what?
William Herbert McCoy, who as a young man, upon meeting a madman in the street and being solicited for sixpence for a cup of tea, replied, "Why don't you do a decent day's work, you shifty old bag of horse manure," back in Canada all those many years ago, and then went on to make his fortune. Now, the madman was a mere boy at the time, but he never forgot that moment, and thenceforth bore in his heart the promise of revenge. Is there anything you have forgotten to tell me?
So the madman has struck! Oh, it's horrible, horrible.
Yes, just as I feared. Now you see the sort of man you are protecting.
I don't believe it. Cynthia, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to tell him. Inspector, a man of that very description has indeed entered our midst. Simon Gascoigne. Oh, we had charm. I'll give you that. He took me in completely. I'm afraid I made quite a fool of myself over him. So did Cynthia.
Where is he now?
You can't have got far. You couldn't have got away in these conditions.
You're right. Fear not, Lady Muldoon, for I shall apprehend the man who killed your husband.
My husband?
Everything points to Gascoigne.
But who's that?
Your husband.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I'm in charge of this case.
That's not my husband.
Then who is it?
I don't know.
Anyone?
I've never seen him before.
Never before in my life.
This case is becoming an utter shambles.
What are we going to do?
I'll call the police.
You are the police.
Thank goodness I'm here. The lines have been cut. Yes, we're on our own, cut off from the world and in grave danger.
You mean?
Yes, I think the murderer will strike again.
You mean?
Yes, one of us mere mortals, thrown together by fate and cut off by the elements, is the murderer. He must be found. Search the house. Anyone about? Honey?
This is where Simon gets the job.
What happened, Inspector?
He's dead. Simon Gascoigne, I presume. Got justice even for a killer. Unless we assumed that the murderer couldn't have done his deed before Simon Gascoigne entered the house. Unless... There's your answer. And now, who killed Simon Gascoigne? And why?
Exactly, good riddance.
Yes, getting away with murder must be quite easy, provided that one's motive is sufficiently inscrutable.
Fickle young pup, he was deceiving her right, left, and centre.
Of course, I still have Puckridge behind me.
She needs someone steadier, more mature.
And if I could, so could he.
Yes, I know of this rather discreet hotel. Very nice, run by a man of the world.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Breakfast served in one's room, no questions asked.
Does Puckridge dream of me?
So, what's happened?
What? Oh, yes. What do you make of it so far?
It's at this point that the play for me comes alive. The groundwork has been well and truly laid, and the author has taken the trouble to learn from the masters of the genre. He has created a real situation. And few will doubt his ability to resolve it with startling denouement. Certainly that is what it lacks so far, but it has a beginning, a middle, and I have no doubt it will prove to have an end. For this I give thanks, and double thanks, for a good clean show without a trace of smut. But perhaps even all this would be for nothing were it not for a performance which I consider one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre, in what is possibly the finest Cynthia since the war.
If we examine this more closely, and I think a close examination is the least tribute that this play deserves, I think we will find that within the austere framework of what we think we will find is one level a country house weekend. And what a useful symbol that the author has given us, because as on other, as I've spoken about previously, he has given the human condition.
More talent in her little finger.
An uncanny ear that might have belonged to a Van Gogh.
A public scandal that the birthday honours to date have neglected.
Faced as we are with such ubiquitous obliquity, and it is hard indeed, and therefore I will not attempt to refrain from invoking the names of Kafka, Sartre, Shakespeare, St. Paul, Beckett, Burkitt, Pinero, Pirandello, Dante, and Dorothy L. Sayers.
A rattling good evening out. I was held.
Still? Harder still if possible. Harder still if it is possible to be. Neither do I find it easy. Dante and Dorothy L. Sayers.
Others taking part include me!
Hello? It's for you.
Hello? Oh, for God's sake, Myrtle! I told you never to call me as what? What? Never! I took her out to dinner simply by way of keeping au fait with the world of the paint and the motley. No, I would never! No! Yes, I do. Yes, Myrtle, darling, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, but I can't. I'm not alone. No, she is not! All right. Myrtle, you're my lovely, darling, fluffy bunny boo, and I love your little pink ears. Now, for God's sake, Myrtle, goodbye.
That was so out, I can't even find it. You?
Yes. Hello again.
What are you doing here?
Well,
Oh, really, darling, you are quite extraordinary.
Yes, well, here I am.
You must have been desperate to see me. I mean, I'm flattered, but couldn't it have waited until I got back?
No, you got it all wrong. You see, about last night, perhaps I got carried away a little bit, said some things I perhaps shouldn't have.
Well, what are you trying to say?
I want to call it off.
I see.
Yes, the fact is, I have my reputation. People do talk.
You don't need to say it anymore.
And my wife, Myrtle, too. She somehow came to know about it.
Of all the nerve!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to find out like this.
I will kill you for this, Simon Gascoigne!
God.
Come set up the card table, sir.
I can't stay for a game of cards!
Lady Muldoon will be disappointed.
You mean she wants to meet me?
Oh, yes, sir. I just told her you were here. Put her in quite a tizzy.
Ooh, really?
Yes, well, I suppose a man of my reputation isn't to be sneezed at. I do have some small name for the making of stars.
Really? Quite a tizzy, you say?
Birdboot. Birdboot, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
Stop making an ass of yourself. Come back.
Oh, I know what you're thinking, but the fact of the matter is, I genuinely consider her performance to be one of the summits in the range of contemporary theatre.
Darling.
Ah, hello, good evening. May I say that I genuinely
Don't say
consider...
anything. Just hold me.
All right. My God, you're right, she does have her mouth open.
We can't hold a meeting like this.
Dearly, fortunately that will not be necessary. I mean, I will proclaim knighting my love to you, but I know a very discreet hotel run by a man of the world.
This is madness.
Yes, I am mad with love.
Can't you see you're making a fool of yourself?
I don't care. I love you.
I love Albert.
He's dead! Don't you understand me? Albert's dead!
I will never give up hope. Remember where we are.
Oh, I don't care. Let them think what they like.
You're ruthless. So strong. So cruel.
Have you taken leave of your tiny minds?
You stay out of this.
Mrs. Drudge?
Yes, my lady. Shall I keep the windows closed? Fog.
Oh, yes.
Look, they've got your number.
Oh, come down. My own time, thank you very much. I don't need your two-penny Grub Street prognostications. I found something bigger and finer.
It's the finish of you, I suppose you know that. If only it were Higgs.
And fetch the major down. Simon!
The reckless bastard!
Thank goodness.
What's he doing here?
He just turned up.
Really? How do you like it here?
I couldn't take it night after night.
So, you're still here. Of course he's still here. We're going to play cards. There's no need to introduce you to, is there? For I recall you met me through Felicity, our mutual friend.
Yes.
Simon is nice.
Yes, I like to give young up-and-comers the benefit of my... She lacks technique as of yet.
Last night.
I'm not talking about last night.
Indeed, well, Felicity, you deal, and Simon, help me move the sofa.
Did you see that? Tried to kill me. I told you it was Magnus. Not that it is Magnus.
Who did it, Huey?
What?
You think it's not Magnus who did it?
Get a grip, Moon. The facts are staring you right in the face. He's after Cynthia, for one thing.
Careful to spin around the words around, Cynthia.
Not now, Magnus. We have to play cards.
It's Gascoigne, isn't it?
Oh, my dead body.
Right, well, I guess I'll start then. There.
I start. I'll dummy for a no-bid rough and double my holding on South's Queen.
Well, I'll counter that. Simon, your turn.
Am I doing that again?
I'll counter that.
And I call your bluff.
Well done, Simon.
Yes. Funny, isn't it, how Simon has shown up in this neighbourhood and we know so little about him.
Faites, monsieur. Rien ne va plus rouge et noir à zéro.
And I call your bluff.
Simon, your luck's in tonight.
We shall see about that. The night is not over yet, Simon Gascoigne.
Red herring, smell it a mile off. She's as clean as a whistle, seen it 1,000 times.
Magnus?
Oh, would you care for a spin around the rose garden, Cynthia?
No, Magnus, I need to talk to Simon now.
There's nothing for you there, you know.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, she knows which side her bread is buttered. She's not going to cast me aside for a heavily disguised cripple. I do have a certain reputation for the making of young up-and-comers.
There is an old Canadian
Oh,
proverb.
don't give me that. I tumbled you right from the start. You chaps aren't as clever as you think. You make your mistakes sooner or later.
Well, I think I'll go and oil my gun.
No, well, I've seen it 1,000 times.
I think Magnus suspects something. And was there anything between you and Felicity, Simon?
No, I merely flattered her over a drink, told her she'd go far, that sort of thing. But dear me, the fuss that's been made over a simple flirtation.
If I find that you have falsely seduced me from my dear husband Albert, I will kill you, Simon Gascoigne.
Birdboot, pull yourself together, man.
Can't help it.
What are you doing?
I know what. I love her.
Birdboot, think of your family, your friends, your high standing in the world of letters. I say, come away from there. What are you doing?
It's his.
What?
It's his.
Let me see.
I tell you, it's his. But I don't understand. He's dead. But who would want to...
What is he doing here? I was standing in tonight.
Moon?
But I swear I didn't.
Moon!
I didn't.
Now I see it. My God, Moon!
I swear I didn't.
Now finally I see it all!
Birdboot!
What happened, Inspector?
He's dead. I admit he had his faults. He was a trifle old, but even still. Who did this? And why?
To say that it lacks pace, point, power, focus, interest, wit, or originality is simply to say that it does not happen to be my cup of tea. And one has only to compare this with the great masters on the genre to see that here we have a trifle that is not my cup of tea at all.
I'm sorry to be blunt about it, but there's no getting away from it. It lacks pace. Complete ragbag.
I will go further. Those of you who are lucky enough to be at the Comédie Française on Wednesday last will know that hysterics are no substitute for éclat.
It lacks élan.
Some of the actors seem to have given up acting altogether, seemingly aghast, and rightfully so, at finding themselves mixed up in an evening that would, and indeed will, make the angels weep.
I'm not a prude, but I fail to see for any reason the shower of filth and sexual illusion foisted upon to an unsuspecting audience under the guise of modernity at all costs.
So, is this your man, Inspector?
Yes.
Do you see this as a joke, Inspector? If so, it is not a very good one.
No, I am not. I am going to get to the bottom of this. And want everyone to go to the positions that they first assumed when the shot was fired. No one is to leave this house.
I think we all have the opportunity to fire the shot.
I am
Inspector.
not.
It's just a question of who would have wanted to.
Perhaps you, Major Magnus.
Well, why should I want to kill this chap?
Because he was onto you. He rumbled you right from the start. You shot him right when he was about to reveal that you killed this chap.
Well, who is this chap?
No, I don't know. Well, quite unlike anyone I've ever met.
Well, what would be the motive?
Yeah.
Inspector,
Yes, what is it, my dear lady?
happening to enter the room earlier, I chanced to overhear a remark made by the deceased, Simon Gascoigne, to her ladyship, viz., I will kill anyone who comes between us.
There it is. The pieces of the puzzle finally come together. I urge you, Lady Muldoon, do not say anything for...
But he didn't come between us.
Subsequent to that reported remark, I also heard a remark by her ladyship, along the lines of, I will kill you for this Simon Gascoigne.
Thank you for that. It is these individual pieces that we in the police force use to put together a final picture before we make our arrest. I must urge you now, do not say anything, for...
Prior to that, Inspector, I also chanced a remark made by Miss Cunningham, no doubt in the heat of the moment, but it stuck in my mind as these things do, viz. I will kill you for this Simon Gascoigne.
Aha. The final piece of the jigsaw. I think I am now in a position to reveal the mystery. This man, of course, is McCoy, the Canadian, who, as we know, met Gascoigne many, many years ago on a street in which he was bamboozled 6p for a toffee apple, to which McCoy slapped him straight across the ear and cried, "Take this for a grudge to be kept, you snivelling little..."
The madman.
Gascoigne bided his time, but in due course tracked McCoy down to this house, having, on the way, met in the neighbourhood a simple, ambitious girl from the provinces.
He was charming, persuasive. No doubt he told her that she would go to the top. She, flattered by his sophistication, taken in by his promises to do right by her on a night, succumbed to his desires. Perhaps she loved him. We shall never know. But at the very hour of her promised triumph, his eye turned to another. Yes, I refer to Lady Cynthia Muldoon. As soon as he laid eyes on her, he knew that there was no other woman for him. He was completely under her spell, prepared to sacrifice anything, even you, Felicity Cunningham. You learned of this upon accidentally bumping into him today, realizing the truth, to which you then had a bitter argument which resulted in you saying that you would kill him, a promise which you would then later keep at the first opportunity in this very room. Now I must urge you to not say anything, for it will be held.
It doesn't make any sense.
Not at first sight, perhaps, but...
Suppose it was the same person who killed both Simon and McCoy.
But why would any of us want to kill a perfect stranger?
Perhaps he was no stranger to one of us.
Simon was the madman, wasn't he?
We only have your word for that, Inspector. In fact, we only have your word for quite a lot of things. For example, McCoy. Who is he? Is he even called McCoy? Is there any truth at all in this fantastic and implausible tale of insults inflicted on the Canadian streets? Or is something else, something quite unknown to us going on behind the scenes?
But I'm not mad. I swear I'm not mad.
Perhaps the madman, upon killing this perfect stranger for his own private and inscrutable reasons, was disturbed before he could dispose of the body. So he cut the phone lines and returned to the scene, masquerading as Police Inspector Hound.
But I didn't kill him. I swear I didn't kill him.
Only to discover that there was a man in the house, Simon Gascoigne, who recognized the corpse as a man against which you held a deep-seated grudge.
What?
I put it to you. Are you the real Inspector Hound?
You know damn well I'm not. What is this about?
I thought as much.
So it was Moon.
The stranger in our midst.
It's horrible. Horrible.
Yes. And now I must reveal that I am not, in fact, the real Magnus Muldoon. It was a mere subterfuge. In fact, I now reveal myself as the real Inspector Hound.
Puckeridge.
You mean? Stand still, or I will shoot.
Puckeridge, you killed Higgs! By which
I've waited a long time for this moment.
You mean?
Yes.
didn't give Dan a clap.
To our director Matt, who has given up his time, his patience, his house, to putting us on, to getting all of us into shape. We've all been a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but he has been the most brilliant director, and we'd like to thank him because we hope that you feel he's done a brilliant job. I mean, his part was brilliant. The rest we'll go with, but thank you so much, Matt, for being fantastic.